A crowded mind, a mind that is full of thinking or worry, just has no space for joy. So feelings of insecurity and lack, the belief that if somebody else has something that I want, it means that I don't have it, or something like that. So for example, this beautiful garden, instead of being able to enjoy this garden as it somehow means that I am a bad gardener, or I don't have a garden like this. We take it to mean something about ourselves or us experiencing lack. And we do this all the time. I mean, the garden example is kind of a funny one, but we do this all the time with success that we want to have, material things that we want to have, relationships that we want to have. These feelings of insecurity and lack come up that prevent us from having joy. Feeling like we're cheating on our suffering or our grief. There's a lot of things in this world that are hard right now, and you could be going through a lot of challenges in your life, and maybe we feel like we always need to be doing something about them, or that we need to be committed to these challenges, or that we need to be tied to our grief. But the truth is that emotions are like clouds in the sky, and at any time joy could arise. And so we can just be open to joy arising. We don't have to be like married to suffering or married to the grief. Envy. Envy is one that gives rise to all sorts of other emotions besides joy. It gives rise to the feeling of lack that we talked about before, because you're focusing on what somebody else has, and then it gives you a feeling of what you don't have. It also gives rise to anger, frustration, and suspicion, because you probably feel like you have the resources to have, or the goods or the talent to have what that person has, and why do they have it and you don't have it? And so it's really a endless feedback loop that prevents you from experiencing joy. Greed, the feeling that you are the only one that has the right to that talent, that success, that relationship, that material item. These things prevent you from having joy. Pollyanna, forced optimism, and toxic positivity all take away from joy. Saying things like, just keep smiling, or everything works out for the best when your grandma dies or you get evicted from your apartment, do not help with joy. And I got to share a personal experience with this. One thing my father-in-law always says when we get down is, what are we? And we're supposed to say, we're lucky. This one drives me crazy, and it definitely doesn't turn on the joy thermometer for me. So before I share with you the way to solve the 5 problems that everybody has with joy, I want to let you know that in our membership community in July, we will be focusing on one of the Divine Abodes, which is the dwelling places of the mind, which is joy. And we would love to have you join us for that. We go deeper into this, not just quick videos like this. We have calendars, we have daily yoga connection, and we have live classes and lots of support from me and other yoga members. A clear mind has space for joy. A mind that is caught up with thinking or worry misses all the little small pleasures of life, like riding around on scooters, or the beauty of the grass, or the sound of the birds, or a blue sky. I think the biggest thing that I've learned about sympathetic joy is that it doesn't work when it's self-referential, when I'm thinking about what I can do to receive joy. This is a little trick that's almost like a game that I learned from a meditation teacher that's been really helpful for me to cultivate joy. Before I share it with you, I'd love it if you press the like button and subscribed and put, this video helps me find joy in the comments, because all that stuff is super helpful. Sympathetic joy isn't like a demand or a command that we can make ourselves feel. So here's the game or the trick. You got to think, feel, imagine, or pretend. Remember, this is a game that you only get 2 moments of joy in your year, and you've already used them up. So those are the parameters. Your joy has already been used up. And the only way that you can experience joy is to experience it vicariously through another person. So at any given moment, somewhere, somebody is experiencing joy, and all you have to do to rack up points in this game is to tap into the joy that that person is experiencing. How much sympathetic joy or appreciative joy can you experience?